What if I told you that for many people, turning 70 isn't just a milestone, but a major turning point in health? Not in a symbolic way, but in a real, measurable, and, unfortunately, often dangerous sense. It might sound alarming, but countless doctors and researchers have observed the same unsettling pattern. A significant number of older adults face rapid health decline and even death within just a few years of reaching their 70s. But why does this happen? In this video, we're going to explore the key reasons behind this decline, not to scare you, but to empower you. Because here's the truth. While aging is inevitable, suffering through it doesn't have to be. Many of the health crises people face after 70 aren't random, and they're certainly not irreversible. In fact, with a few smart adjustments and early awareness, you can not only extend your years, you can enrich the quality of every single one. We'll take a look at the most overlooked but deadly issues, from silent heart risks and creeping chronic illnesses to the hidden toll of cognitive decline and emotional isolation. More importantly, we'll share real science-backed strategies to fight back, starting today. So if you're over 65 or care deeply about someone who is, this video could change the way you think about the next chapter of life. Stick with us, because what you'll discover might just be the difference between merely getting older and truly living well. Let's begin. 1. Serious cardiovascular issues after age 70. There's a reason your doctor never stops checking your blood pressure, cholesterol levels, or heart rhythm, especially as you get older. After age 70, the risk of cardiovascular problems doesn't just rise gradually. It can surge dramatically. This isn't just a random statistic. It's a trend backed by decades of medical research. The heart, after working tirelessly for 7 decades, starts showing wear in ways that can be life-threatening if not closely monitored. What makes this risk even more concerning is how quietly it develops. Many seniors feel fine until suddenly they aren't. High blood pressure and clogged arteries rarely cause pain or obvious symptoms in their early stages. That's why nearly 70% of heart attacks in people over 70 happen without any prior chest pain. One day you're walking the dog, the next day you're in the ER with a cardiac emergency that seemed to come out of nowhere. But here's what most people don't realize. A lot of this is preventable. Yes, the heart does age. Arteries naturally stiffen, and the workload on the cardiovascular system increases. But the speed and severity of this decline are heavily influenced by lifestyle choices, many of which are still within your control, even after 70. Let's start with movement. Just 20 to 30 minutes of light walking per day has been shown to reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 40%. That's not a gym membership or intense workout, just consistent, low-impact physical activity. It keeps the heart pumping efficiently, improves circulation, and even reduces inflammation throughout the body. Next is diet. We've all heard the advice, but now is the time it matters most. Cutting back on processed foods, added sugars, and high-sodium meals can dramatically lower blood pressure. Meanwhile, eating more leafy greens, fatty fish like salmon, nuts, berries, and olive oil can help protect your heart and keep cholesterol levels in check. Another overlooked factor is emotional stress, which often intensifies after retirement or during periods of loneliness. Studies show that chronic stress can raise blood pressure and trigger inflammation that damages the arteries. Practices like deep breathing, gardening, social interaction, or even owning a pet can help reduce stress and support heart health. And don't forget your medications. If you've been prescribed heart-related meds, whether it's a statin, beta blocker, or daily aspirin, taking them consistently can literally be the difference between life and death. Skipping doses or adjusting them on your own, even occasionally, can lead to dangerous consequences. The big takeaway? Your heart may be aging, but that doesn't mean it has to fail. Staying active, eating smart, managing stress, and sticking to your treatment plan can help your heart stay strong well into your 80s and beyond. Because at this stage in life, protecting your heart isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about preserving your independence, your energy, and your ability to enjoy the people and moments that matter most. 2. Chronic diseases get worse with age. Many older adults enter their 70s managing conditions like type 2 diabetes, arthritis, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, fairly well. You might be used to your daily medications, regular checkups, and a lifestyle that keeps symptoms under control. But here's something most people don't realize. These chronic conditions often take a serious turn after age 70, becoming more aggressive, less responsive to treatment, and more likely to cause life-threatening complications. Let's take diabetes as a prime example. You may have had it for years and felt you had it under control. But as the body ages, its ability to heal slows down. Minor injuries like a blister or a small cut can turn into infected wounds in just days, especially if blood sugar levels are even slightly off. These infections can lead to severe complications, from hospitalization to amputations. According to the National Institute on Aging, seniors with diabetes are 4 times more likely to face life-threatening complications than younger adults with the same diagnosis. Arthritis is another silent game changer. While it may have started as occasional stiffness or pain, it can become so debilitating after 70 that it limits your ability to move entirely. And once movement stops, so does much of your body's functionality. Lack of physical activity leads to muscle atrophy, weight gain, loss of balance, and even reduced lung capacity. In fact, seniors with arthritis who stop engaging in light exercise are 3 times more likely to develop other major health conditions. Even respiratory diseases like COPD or asthma can worsen rapidly in your 70s. The lungs lose elasticity and your immune system isn't as sharp. That means even a mild cold or seasonal allergy can escalate into pneumonia or bronchitis, illnesses that are far more dangerous in later life than they were in your 50s or 60s. What makes all of this especially troubling is that these changes don't happen overnight, but they often go unnoticed until it's too late. You might dismiss increasing fatigue as just aging or think it's normal to slow down, but often it's a sign that a chronic condition is quietly getting worse. So what can you do? First, stay on top of medical appointments, even if you feel fine. Chronic diseases don't always cause symptoms early on when they're beginning to spiral. Regular blood work, screenings, and honest conversations with your physician can catch small changes before they become big problems. Second, modify your physical activity to match your ability. Don't stop moving. Even low-impact activities like water aerobics, chair yoga, or a walk around the block can help maintain joint flexibility and circulation. Third, nutrition becomes even more critical now. Anti-inflammatory foods like salmon, olive oil, berries, and leafy greens can ease arthritis symptoms and boost immunity. Likewise, keeping blood sugar stable with balanced meals is essential for managing diabetes. Finally, never ignore new or worsening symptoms. That little cough or nagging ache could be your body's way of signaling a deeper issue. In your 70s, proactive care isn't optional, it's essential. The better you manage chronic illness now, the more independence and vitality you'll enjoy for years to come. 3. Cognitive decline and its widespread impact. Memory slips, misplaced keys, forgetting names. Most people over 65 have experienced moments like these, and in many cases, it's simply a natural part of aging. But when these small lapses evolve into confusion about time, place, or basic tasks, we're no longer talking about normal aging. We're dealing with cognitive decline, and it carries much more than just mental consequences. Cognitive decline, especially when it develops into conditions like dementia or Alzheimer's disease, impacts nearly every area of life. And for those over 70, the risk increases significantly. What many people don't realize is how closely mental health and physical health are linked. When one declines, the other often follows. Let's start with a sobering fact. Seniors with cognitive impairment are far more likely to suffer from falls, missed medications, and poor self-care habits. One slip in memory can mean forgetting to take a heart pill, leaving the stove on, or wandering into unsafe environments. These seemingly small errors can spiral into serious emergencies. In fact, statistics show that 1 in 4 seniors over 70 who suffer a hip fracture never survive beyond the following year. Not just because of the injury, but due to complications that arise afterward, especially if cognitive function is impaired. When someone forgets physical therapy appointments, neglects wound care, or becomes depressed and inactive, recovery becomes nearly impossible. Beyond the physical risks, emotional well-being also takes a heavy hit. As memory fades and confusion grows, many seniors begin to withdraw from social interactions. Conversations become frustrating, favorite hobbies feel unfamiliar, and relationships may weaken. This isolation can lead to depression, which, according to multiple studies, increases the risk of both heart disease and infections due to weakened immunity. So how can we respond to cognitive decline before it leads to this cascade of consequences? The first step is awareness. While some memory loss may seem harmless, it's crucial to pay attention to patterns. Getting lost in familiar places, repeating questions often, or struggling with daily tasks like managing money or preparing meals are red flags, not just quirks of aging. Second, mental stimulation matters. Studies show that seniors who engage in brain-challenging activities like crosswords, reading, learning a new language, or even playing strategy-based card games have a slower rate of decline. The brain, like any muscle, needs exercise. Third, physical activity plays a surprising role in brain health. Regular movement increases blood flow to the brain, delivering oxygen and nutrients essential for cognitive function. Even moderate exercise like walking, tai chi, or gardening can help keep the mind sharper. Social interaction is also key. Maintaining strong relationships with family, friends, church groups, or local clubs has been shown to lower the risk of dementia by up to 50%. That's a huge benefit from something as simple as a weekly lunch date or a phone call with a loved one. Finally, family support is critical. Spouses, adult children, and caregivers must stay engaged, not just physically, but emotionally. Checking in regularly, accompanying seniors to doctor appointments, and encouraging participation in meaningful activities can make a major difference. Cognitive decline isn't just about forgetting, it's about preserving independence, safety, and dignity. And with the right strategies, it's a challenge that can be met head-on. 4. Complacency and delayed detection of illness. There's a common belief among many older adults that feeling tired more often, moving a bit slower, or forgetting small things is just part of getting older. And while aging does come with its natural changes, this mindset, what doctors call aging complacency, can be dangerous. It often leads to ignoring early symptoms and delaying crucial medical care, turning treatable issues into life-threatening ones. This psychological trap doesn't only affect seniors, it also impacts their families. Adult children may notice their parent is napping more or skipping social outings, but chalk it up to normal retirement life. In reality, these subtle shifts could be the first signs of heart problems, cognitive decline, or even depression. One of the most critical examples of this delayed recognition happens with heart disease. High blood pressure, for instance, is often referred to as the silent killer because it produces no obvious symptoms. A person might feel fine for months or even years, while the condition slowly damages arteries. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, a heart attack strikes. Studies show that nearly 70% of heart attacks in older adults occur without prior chest pain, making them difficult to anticipate without proactive monitoring. The same holds true for diabetes. Many seniors manage their blood sugar well for decades, but after 70, even slight imbalances can lead to complications like foot ulcers, nerve damage, or kidney stress. When symptoms do appear, like increased thirst, blurry vision, or slow healing wounds, they're often mistaken for something else or ignored entirely. Another overlooked danger is cognitive decline. It usually begins gradually, missing a bill, repeating a story, or misplacing keys. Because it creeps in so subtly, families and individuals alike tend to dismiss these signs until safety is at risk. By the time memory loss affects medication routines or leads to a fall, the situation has already become serious. So why do so many people delay seeking help? Part of it is fear. Fear of hearing bad news, fear of losing independence, or fear of becoming a burden. Others feel a sense of pride, not wanting to admit something might be wrong. And some simply don't want to bother their doctor with what they believe are minor complaints. But here's the reality. Early action can save lives. Medical conditions caught in their early stages are often far more manageable. What could be treated with a mild medication or simple lifestyle adjustment at age 70 might require surgery or lead to hospitalization just a few years later if ignored. That's why it's essential to shift the mindset from passive aging to proactive aging. Think of it like routine car maintenance. You wouldn't ignore a blinking warning light on your dashboard. Your body deserves at least the same attention. Make annual physicals a priority. Track any noticeable changes in energy, memory, sleep, or mood. Keep a health journal, and most importantly, communicate openly with your doctors and your family. Because when it comes to your health, better safe than sorry isn't just a saying, it's a life-saving strategy. 5. Preventive and improvement strategies. The truth is, while we can't stop the clock, we can slow the impact of time. Growing older doesn't have to mean growing sicker or weaker. In fact, with the right habits and support, many people in their 70s and beyond can live active, meaningful lives, and even reverse the early stages of some common health challenges. Let's begin with movement. Many seniors think exercise means hitting the gym or lifting weights. Not at all. Just 20 to 30 minutes of walking per day, even if broken into short sessions, can strengthen your heart, lower blood pressure, and reduce the risk of falls by improving balance. If walking isn't easy, try chair yoga, water aerobics, or simple leg lifts while watching TV. The key is consistency, not intensity. Diet also plays a powerful role. Swapping out salty snacks, fried foods, and sugary drinks for heart-friendly options like leafy greens, berries, whole grains, and lean proteins can help control blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar. Seniors with arthritis may benefit from anti-inflammatory diets rich in omega-3 fatty acids found in fish like salmon or sardines. Simple changes, like reducing sodium and avoiding processed meats, can dramatically ease strain on aging organs. Next, let's talk about mental stimulation. Keeping the brain active is just as important as keeping the body moving. Activities like reading, playing puzzle games, learning a new skill, even something fun like line dancing or painting, and having meaningful conversations all help keep the brain sharp. Research shows seniors who engage in regular cognitive activities are less likely to develop dementia or Alzheimer's disease. Social connection is another pillar of long-term health. Isolation can lead to depression, cognitive decline, and even physical illness. Staying connected, whether through a local church, community center, book club, or regular family dinners, has been shown to cut the risk of serious health issues by nearly 50%. Even virtual chats with grandchildren can brighten a day and strengthen emotional resilience. Now, let's not forget the importance of routine medical care. Annual physicals, blood work, vision and hearing tests, and dental checkups can catch problems before they snowball. For seniors with chronic conditions like diabetes or hypertension, frequent monitoring can prevent complications. Encourage open communication with your doctor, and don't be afraid to bring up small concerns. They may be the early signs of something bigger. Finally, the role of family support can't be overstated. Whether it's helping track medications, providing transportation to appointments, or just checking in regularly, loved ones can help seniors stay on course. Even little things like walking together, sharing a healthy meal, or doing a crossword can make a lasting impact. In short, aging well isn't about luck, it's about action. Small, steady choices, made daily, can build a foundation for health, happiness, and independence well into your 80s and 90s. Because the goal isn't just to live longer, it's to live better. Aging is inevitable, but the speed and quality of that journey are not set in stone. As we've explored, turning 70 doesn't have to mean stepping into decline. Yes, challenges like heart disease, chronic conditions, cognitive decline, and delayed diagnosis are real, but so is the power to do something about them. This stage of life can still be vibrant, purposeful, and full of joy if approached with intention. Proactive health habits, strong relationships, regular checkups, and a curious, engaged mind are more than just recommendations. They're tools for reclaiming control. You're not just adding years to your life, you're adding life to your years. So if you're watching this and you're over 65 or you're supporting someone who is, don't wait for a health scare to start making changes. Take that daily walk. Schedule that checkup you've been putting off. Swap out that salty snack for something green and fresh. Call a friend or join a local group. Stay curious, stay active, and stay connected. And most importantly, you are not alone. There's strength in community, in family, and in knowing that others are walking this same path with you. If this video has resonated with you, consider subscribing for more health insights, stories, and practical tools tailored to older adults. Share it with someone you love, because you might just help them catch something early, make a meaningful change, or simply feel less alone. Your best years aren't behind you. With the right mindset and action, they may be just beginning.